Hello once again. I'm Ayo Michael Esson, and this is episode 5. We'll be talking about substrate protective coating part 2. You've heard Mr. Justice do justice to the first part of this episode of substrate protection coating. I'll be talking more about it. As you've heard them say, paint majorly is for protection, but in the process of protecting your substrate, you can also decorate it in the process. And we've said substrate. What is this substrate? Substrate is any surface to be painted, whether plaster, whether concrete, whether board, whether wood, whether metal. Any surface to be painted is called substrate. Now we are talking about other substrate protective coating that we have, that Permolit paint has. We have over 260 different kinds of products, and it won't be possible to exhaust them during the course of this training, but we are just mentioning a few. Mr. Justice has talked about our silk mat, the mat, and the emulsion, but I'll be talking about our synthetic paints. We have synthetic paints that also protect the surface of substrates and also decorate. They decorate in the process too. The first of them is our AntiRust. Our AntiRust is a new technology AntiRust. I'm sure what is coming to the mind of many people is the red oxide that we're used to. Red oxide, black oxide. But when you go beyond this sphere, the AntiRust has gone beyond red oxide and black oxide. We now have an anti-rust that is developed in such a way that it can be both the primer and the final paint. Because before now, if you're buying an anti-rust, you use it to protect the substrate, then you still have to buy a final finish to put on it, but no more. Both the anti-rust and the final paint is put in one package. That's why we have a color chart for the anti-rust. Amazing enough, we have white anti-rust, you can have blue anti-rust, you can have yellow anti-rust, you can have gold anti-rust, silver anti-rust. We have quite a number of them. If you go on our website, the color chart section of our website, you will see the color chart for our anti-rust paint. We also have another protective coating that we call the synthetic enamel, what most people know as oil paint. If the surface, please permit me to add this, if the metal is rusty, that's why you need to use the anti-rust. All you need to do is, just use your wire brush to scrape it off a little, then you coat it with our anti-rust. But if the metal is not showing any sign of rust, we have a synthetic paint, a substrate protective coating you can use in that regard, and that's our enamel paint. We call it synthetic enamel paint. You can use it and coat it. You use it majorly for metals, but you can use it for wood, oil paint. It's not for wall. Most people use oil paint for wall. That's not professional. The reason why we were doing that is because we didn't have the silk and the satin and our nanomax as we do today. In those times, it's just the oil paint, and people like this silky finish on the wall. So the only thing they can use to achieve that is the oil paint. But oil paint does not allow the wall to breathe. That's why if you observe when you enter an area where you have oil paints, you'll notice that the area is usually stuffy. It gets stuffy over time. Now you don't have to use oil paint on the wall. We have silk, which Mr. Justice has spoken about. Another substrate protective coating that we have is our road marking paints. This is excellent, ready to apply. It comes in a 25 kg can. The road marking paint is ready to apply. What I mean is, all you need to do is add the thinner to it, stir it, and bam, you're good to go. And it's photo-reflective road marking paint, highly durable. Even after numerous wheel passages, it still remains well adhered to the tar, to the road surface. It remains well adhered, it holds firmly to the road surface. Our road marking paint. We also have Harmattan. We have a Harmattan paint. That Harmattan is a very beautiful synthetic paint that comes out with a hammered effect on the gate. It's beautiful. There's a house we used it on It's gates in Asaba, and it has an excellent finish. I'm sure you're going to see pictures even as I'm speaking. You know, you can use it on wood, you can use it on rail. If you don't want to use the conventional oil paint, you don't want to use our enamel paint that has a smooth finish. This is also synthetic paint, it's glossy, but you see it with a hammered finish. Very beautiful and very unique. All this, with all these paints I've listed, and more, you can protect your substrate and decorate it in the process. We still have more to teach you. Stay glued. Thank you.